Well, it's happened. There is now officially a game that I get fangirl, giggly, insane twitchy happy for just at the mention of. I've sunk approximately 2 hours into the PS4 version of Watch Dogs, and just wow. It comes across really well with gorgeous graphics, fun gameplay, and a lot you can do with hacking. You can mess with stoplights and cause crashes or trouble for pursuers, explode various appliances and vents across town, either as a lethal attack or a distraction. Lots of times you can hack phones to discover a murder about to happen and prevent it for various rewards. Rewards. It includes cold hard cash for the capitalist in me, which is nice, and XP for the quest-seeking RPG fanatic. I mean, I happened upon a gentleman selling something. That something was access to one of 4 minigames. I picked the Spider Tank minigame. In there, you do stuff, you get points, you level up, you get skill points, you get skills to try again and do better with. It's so much fun going all out insane blasting everything. It actually felt jarring to go back to controlling Aiden, the main character, after that, let me tell ya. Now on the PS4, I see no graphical issues or frame rate problems. Loading times aren't plentiful but are moderately long when they do occur. They are honestly not an issue. The cars control in a slightly slippery way, but it's not as bad as GTA 4 was. It's quite fun actually. I've tried to be a stealthy hacksaw and just rob people of ATM money while preventing murders in a non-lethal way, and it's just so much fun. You can hack people for money, info, cars, music to play in cars, and various other things. I haven't played it long enough to say that there is a lot to do, but it feels like there's a lot to do. Ubisoft's really hit it on the head with this game. It's great, it's amazing, it's so goddamn good that I'm telling you to go get it, like, now. It might not do everything perfectly, but it is way more fun than almost anything I've done recently. If you own nothing that you can play it on, you're out of luck and I feel sad for you. The game lets you parkour run over some obstacles for a quick escape or when chasing someone, but also you can just press circle in a stopped car to hide inside of your car. I've even managed to evade police after multiple fuck-ups that way. The game was so engaging with its sandbox side that I haven't touched the main story after the mandatory first mission at all. It's just that good. I didn't want to move the plot forward. I wanted to see what I could do, but I could hack what dirty little secrets people have. Such as one lady who was described as a frotteur. What? This is the best game ever!
Every now and then, a game comes along which has refined its mechanics down to the simple, pure basics, where everything a game wants to tell you is communicated in pure gameplay. It tells a story purely through how you interact with it and becomes an exemplar of minimalist elegance. Watch Dogs is exactly the opposite. I don't mean that in a bad way, it's just that this game seems to have gone out of its way to pack in as much gameplay as possible into every little corner. On top of its own hacking mechanics, which do feel pretty fresh and new in themselves, we've also got all the traditional open-world city sandbox things like shooting and driving, some stealth gameplay that manages not to feel too tacked on, and we even get Assassin's Creed-style free-running, although we're not quite as agile here as Ezio and the rest of the Assassins. All sandbox games need to have a word or two said about the driving, and Watch Dogs, well, it doesn't feel amazing, and the car physics can get a little strange here and there, but it works well, and driving around Chicago is fun enough not to be a chore. One thing I do miss is the option to go around committing assault and battery on harmless civilians. You can only attack people you're meant to attack. It feels like a bit of a freedom that's been stripped away, but I guess that's in keeping with the game's theme. The centrepiece of the game, both in terms of gameplay mechanics and setting, is the hacking. Chicago has been overrun with NSA spyware, and it's your job to fight against it. The methods of slipping into CCTV cameras, citizens' phones and security devices feels every bit as slick as it looks, and it looks damn slick. There's so much you can do with your dominance over all things electronic, it feels a bit like being a wizard. With a snap of the fingers you can make dudes explode, frighten them, unlock doors, spy on them, and hacking things on the fly while you're driving leads to a few very memorable moments. Though, after just under 2 hours with the game and 3 or 4 story missions under my belt, I'm pretty damn sure the story will work itself into the whole "you are the very thing you've been fighting against" cliché, what with Who's It, Ireland or whoever, spying on the citizens in order to prevent crimes and protect them, just like the man has been doing all along. Watch Dogs certainly made a good first impression, especially with the main character. After an engaging opening cutscene, the game fakes you out magnificently. A shadowy antagonist makes a call to a hitman, telling him to pursue you and target your family, making you believe you're being set up for a story full of hunter and hunted running around with this guy. And then it basically cuts to the hitman begging you for mercy. I've got to say, I like it when a game establishes that you're playing as a badass. It feels good for a game to show that the player character is every bit as capable and ruthless as you're going to play him, rather than, say, establishing that the character just wants to settle down to a quiet life with his chickens and girlfriend and then immediately letting you run down 50 pedestrians in an impromptu blood orgy. Having said that, What's-His-Face does get pretty maudlin sometimes. I know he's got some of the obligatory tragic backstory, but he doesn't half milk it.
No. I'm afraid of the silence.
Watch Dogs isn't perfect. How could it be with so much in it? But it doesn't need to be. It's something way, way better than perfect. It's fun. Pretty much everything you can do in the game is fun. Tracking down criminals is fun. Spying on people with your phone is fun. Getting into gunfights is fun. If you want a refined, elegant, flawless game, you won't have as much fun as you would if you played Watch Dogs instead.